Hello folks, what's up? Right, so here we got another question. This question was asked in Walmart's interview and the difficulty level is medium. Right, so let's see. The question looks very simple here. It says find the employees who are earning more than their manager, right? So all those employees whose salary is more than their managers, that's what we need to filter out. In output, it is expected to have only employees first name along with the corresponding salary. So let me show you. This problem statement looks very simple, right? But what is tricky is both of the name manager and the employees, both of their names are in the same column. Let me show you the data in Excel first and help me, let me help you understand this thing first. Okay, so here we have the data. All right, so for example, let's say the main trick is finding out who is whose manager, right? So for example, let's say here comes this R. This is the data. Okay, this is the whole data. And now if you see over here this entry, so here Sarah is one employee whose ID is 20. And now if you want to know who is his or her manager, then somebody, her manager's ID or his manager's ID is 19, right? So some employee in this list whose ID over here is 19, that person is the manager of Sarah. So what we need to do is, let's take the manager, let's take her manager's ID, which is 19, and come into the ID column and look for that 19. So George is Sarah's manager. Let's repeat it again. Okay, so for example, let's say Molly, we want to find who is the manager for Molly. So Molly's manager ID is 13. So let's go back to the ID column and try to find 13 over here. All right, so here Kathy is the manager of Molly, right? I just hope it was simple. Now to find who is the employee whose salary is more than his or her manager, so for that what I'm going to do is I'll pick, in here comes the employee title. So over here I'll come and I'll filter all the managers. I'll take this and I'll put it in a separate sheet. So the trick is over here the manager ID becomes the ID of the managers, right? So what I'm going to do is on manager ID I'm going to run a VLOOKUP, right? And from this sheet I will use ID as the key column and I'll pick the salary. Okay, and now let's just run that. So here, now that we have got it, now what we need to do is compare column H and column O. So I'm showing you this thing in Excel. Just after this I'll solve this thing in Python. Okay, so here why I'm solving this, just because you could understand, right? So what I need to do is I need to say this should be greater than this. So it says false. Wherever it is true, we need to filter that. So let's just filter it. There is true. Okay, so here we got Richard is someone whose salary is more than his manager. So here Richard earns 25,000 and his manager earns just 20,000. Now if you want to know who is his manager, so pick his manager ID and go back to the ID column and look for ID 1. Alan is Richard's manager. So I just hope that you have got the clarity on the problem statement. Now let me take you to the Python and solve this problem. Okay, so like we did, we first filtered out the managers. The same thing which I'm going to do over here, managers. All right, managers equals to, I'm just going to say employee dot query. Employee is my main data frame, and into this here I'm going to say employee title equals to manager. All right, let's just see what is the records that we are going to get. Oops, it gives some error. End of line while scanning string literal. Okay, manager title, here it says employee title, sorry, not manager title, the column name is employee title. Okay, employee title was correct, and then here it should be manager only. Oops. Okay, all right, I got the problem. Now you solve this. Here is what. we can't. Okay, so these are all the managers, but out of this I want to keep only two columns. One is ID and then the other one is salary, right? So I will just keep two columns only, that is ID and salary. Now let's solve this. Here is what we got, ID and salary. Now I need to rename this just to avoid confusion. I am going to rename salary as manager salary. Rename columns equals to the column which I want to rename, and what is the new name that I want to give is this, manager's salary. All right, we are done, right? So here is what we got. Now we're gonna do the merging of both of the data sets, right? So I'm going to say employee dot merge. Employee is my main data frame. So out of employee I require only few things, not everything. Okay, what is it that I need? I need things that I need is manager ID on which I will be running the VLOOKUP. Then what I need is first name, and then next thing which I require is salary, and then I need to put them all in square bracket. Okay, now in the merging I am going to say here the next data frame name, which is managers, and left on the key which I want to use from employee table, that is manager ID, and the key which I want to use from the right data frame, right on, that will be just ID. Okay, now this is sorted, and let's run this. Woo. So here is what we got. Now the next thing which we're gonna do is compare salary with manager salary. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'll just say query. Over here I'm going to write query into that this, and I would say salary greater than manager's salary. That is it. Oops, there seemed to be some problem, spelling error issue, nothing much, right? So here is what we got, Richard. All right, but in the output we don't require all these columns, we only require first name and salary. So here I'm just going to put that first name, and the next one which I require is salary. Ooh, we got it. Now let's just check whether our solution is correct or not. Let's click on this. Ooh, it is green, so which means our solution is correct. So I just hope that it was pretty simple, right? It was not difficult. What all that we did is we filtered out first managers. First of all, we filtered out the managers along with their ID and salary. So remember, manager's ID has to be matched with employees manager's ID. Okay, this is the ID of the manager and this is the manager ID of the employees, right? So that's the catch over here. That is it, nothing else. Okay, so in the first line what we did, we filtered out all those people who are managers. In the second line what we did is we did merge of managers data frame with employee data frame, and we queried for those entries only where salary is greater than manager's salary. So this is it. Just in case if you get any doubt, put that into the comment section. I'll definitely try to help you out on that. I hope that it was simple and interesting. If so, give a thumbs up and share it with your friends so that it could be helpful for them as well. And for our motivation, do not forget to hit the subscribe button if you have not done it yet. Thanks once again. Wish you good luck.